Gwen and I have been in ministry together since 1980. We learned in our experience of ministry that change and spiritual transformation happens one life at a time. For each person to come and unpack their spiritual suitcase, their emotional heart, their longings, their desires, and their yearnings. But we've learned over the years that our own personal transformation in our own hearts and journey happened in small settings. And through that experience, we gained the ability and the education over the years to really give our hearts back to men and women who are caught in the white water of life, who are busy, who are living their lives 24/7 and needing a place just to come for their hearts to relax, to unpack their lives, and to reestablish intimacy with Jesus Christ.
Most of us, I believe, have souls that are shy, that are timid. Our souls need a safe place to be in order to open up. Potter's Inn can be an invitation to come and be safe and be who you really are.
I'll never forget the day that we drove onto the property of Potter's Inn at Aspen Ridge. We had been on a journey and a search for many years to find the right place. And a realtor brought us up here, and we got out of our car and we looked around at the Sangre de Cristos, we looked at Pikes Peak, we looked at the Collegiate Range, and I remember a verse coming to my mind that the psalmist says, "As the mountains surround Jerusalem, you, O Lord, have surrounded me."
And both of us had hearts that almost leapt from our chest, and we both looked at each other and we said, this is it.
And we wanted a cocoon place, a safe place for people to come.
2 little cabins tucked in a cove. The beauty of God's creation is imperative in a healing process. That was the beginning of realizing that Potter's Inn ministry could be a place that people could come to when they knew they needed to encounter a change in their lives.
We found that in bringing people to a beautiful setting like this, that beauty helps to transform the soul. Everything in nature, all of creation tells the glory of God.
For me, Potter's Inn is a place where you can really appreciate the beauty of God's creation. It epitomizes the 23rd Psalm with green pastures and quiet waters, and a place where I personally have had my soul restored.
Well, Potter's Inn for me is a ministry that reaches down into another person's heart and helps them reconnect with Christ.
To me, Potter's Inn is a ministry that helps people hear God's voice. People that are running 90 miles an hour in all kinds of different situations, but it helps them learn how to slow down so they can hear God's voice and can hear Him saying and speaking into their hearts and souls about their true belovedness.
The impact of Potter's Inn in my life has been huge. The first time I ever came here, I was wounded and weary and terrified, little pilgrim on my journey, and I was bruised and broken, and I didn't know how to help myself or what to do next. And the things that I learned that first day that I was here as a little part of this ministry changed my life and set me on a road to recovery and freedom.
The path of the prayer trail has meant more to me to have that kind of time with my Lord and Savior Jesus, with no interruptions, no sound of the city. It forces me to quiet myself enough to hear His voice.
It was a wonderful week of personal healing as well as learning. for what the Lord has for us in the future.
I'm very fortunate, I think we all are at Potter's Inn, to have those moments where it seems like all of a sudden maybe I have been quiet or have become quiet, and they're sharing, and it just seems like Jesus has just walked through the door and touched people's hearts in amazing ways. And the privilege of seeing wounded, broken people. Here we are 2,000 years later, and to really sense that Christ has just walked in and sat down beside them and spoken his words of love and grace and mercy to them is an incredible gift and a privilege for me to be in that position and to be a part of this ministry, to get to see that.
I want you to know that none of what we're doing at Potter's Inn and Potter's Inn at Aspen Ridge would be possible were it not for the generous, gracious gifts and hearts of those of you that are standing with us. You've helped buy this property. You've helped transform the barn, every brick, every piece of drywall. You've provided that. And it's incredible that hundreds of you are standing with us all over the world to allow us to offer this ministry. And Gwen and I want to thank you from our hearts and the depth of our soul, because we know that were you not with us, none of this would be possible. Thank you so very much.